Hi everyone and welcome back to Evocative Scents. After staying dormant with the Hawas lineup, Rasasi has been on a roll, especially releasing Hawas every other 2 months. First the Hawas Ice, then Black, then Fire and now Hawas Elixir, and even an Hawas Woods or Green is also coming. While the Hawas Ice was built upon the original Hawas DNA, the Black and the Elixir are totally different. And we will see later in the video if this is the best in their Hawas lineup. And before moving on to the presentation and packaging, let's check the price of this fragrance. But keep in mind that the prices of Rasasi Hawas lineup is varying a lot, so get the best possible deal you can get. And as always, if you're watching my video for the first time, do consider subscribing to this channel. And yes, do not forget to hit that notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on my new videos. And without any further delay, let's get into the presentation and packaging. And as the name suggests, it comes in a black cardboard box. It's Hawas Black written on the front. This fragrance also comes in 100 ml, just like its previous iterations were. And at the bottom of the box you can see the batch code and the expiry date of this fragrance as well. There is nothing fancy as far as the box is concerned. Let's keep this paper box aside and get to the bottle. The cap this time is of black color and the inside part of the bottle is painted black in color. So now you can't see the juice level from the front side as well as the back. But hey, at least the side is transparent here. And here you can see the amber color perfume and the Rasasi name stamped on the top of the cap, which was not there in the Hawas or the Hawas Ice. Or maybe the newer batches might all have it. At the bottom of the bottle there is the sticker. The juice is of darker color, so be careful while spraying on white clothes. The juice color reminds me a bit of theorem Parfum or the theorem Intense as well, and I would have really appreciated if they had worked on a fragrance that is inspired from theorem Parfum. Now we will talk about that later in the smell section. Now the cap design is as usual with a snake coiling around the cap, and the cap of all Rasasi Hawas bottles have a very nice satisfying click onto them, and you can pick up the bottle with the help of the cap with fair confidence. And if you have any of these fragrances, should you buy the Rasasi Hawas Black, starting with the broca theorem matrix. At current prices it is one of the cheapest available options out there. It has sort of a fruity sweet smell with beautiful pineapple opening at the top. Next in line is the Armaf Club the Nuit precieux. I have done a complete review of this fragrance, and among these fragrances this is the most expensive option out there, and it also is just 60 ml at the end. But this is a very high quality and well blended fragrance, but I feel that it is little overpriced. And most of you must be familiar with this Club de Nuit Intense Man, but this is the EDT and 2015 batch. Many of you OG fragrance collector might recognize this fragrance with the silver atomizer, and back in the day I got it for 900 Indian rupees. This had a very sharp opening with a prominent smoky birch note, and very few of you might recognize this next fragrance. It is the Alexa from Project Alternative. It was more of a fruity pineapple fragrance with little to no smokiness in it. It is discontinued now, and nowadays this brand doesn't produce very good fragrances at all. But this one was one of the few good releases from them back in the days. And one more fragrance that is currently not here now, that is the Afnan Supremacy Not Only Intense, which in my opinion is closest to this fragrance than all of these. And now about the atomizer, it is a good one. It sprays decent amount of juice but not a pressurized one. So overall in terms of packaging and presentation, I would give this fragrance a solid 8 out of 10. And now let's talk about the scent profile of this fragrance. Earlier in this video I was showing all of these fragrance bottles for a reason, of course, and that is the familiar citrusy pineapple opening. But it is not another Creed Aventus clone. Of course there will be some similarities because there is pineapple and citruses in the opening. This doesn't have any of the sweetness in there. This is much more serious with a strong focus on oak moss note, and this would be slightly lesser mass appealing in nature because of its strong focus on oak moss note. It is very green in nature. It doesn't have the sharp and rough opening of the Club de Nuit EDT, especially the earlier batches. It feels more like a serious version of Creed Aventus, more like the Nisane Hasivat. It doesn't have the prominent woodiness because this fragrance focuses more on the mossy nature of it. This makes it slightly less versatile than the fragrances earlier shown. This can be an excellent option for formal events, and you can rock it casually as well. But for the date nights, this certainly would not be the top choice due to its lack of sweetness, and people like fragrances with little bit of sweetness to them, and younger people might like the Hawas and Hawas Ice a little bit more. As far as I am concerned, I have already said it many times on my channel, I am not a very big fan of Invictus DNA, but I really like the Creed Aventus and Nisane Hasivat DNA. And these are some of the most successful fragrances out there for a reason, of course. While I really like the scent profile, I think it would have been much better if they could have produced a fragrance that is inspired from theorem Parfum or theorem Intense, because not many options are available out there for these fragrances. And there are absolutely hundreds if not thousands of fragrances that are inspired from Creed Aventus and Nisane Hasivat. So for the scent profile, I would give this fragrance a solid 8.5 out of 10. And as all the previous fragrances, it has excellent versatility. It can be worn anywhere and in any season, except I feel that this can be a little overwhelming for very hot humid weather, because it feels a tad denser and with absolutely no sweetness in it, and this certainly leans more towards the masculine side. But if you are looking for some date fragrances, it certainly won't be in the top choice. So for the versatility, I would give this fragrance a solid 8 out of 10 once again. And now on to the performance. Nothing to complain about here. This is not a beast mode fragrance, but a good one for sure. It has decent 1 to 1.5 hour of projection, but I feel that this one sits slightly closer to the skin. You can expect around 6 to 7 hours of longevity on clothes, and it will have a decent scent bubble around you. It will certainly pull lot of compliments, just like many other pineapple based fragrances do. And if you already have lot of these fragrances, this shouldn't be in your top priority. On the other hand, if you really like pineapple based fragrances, and for some reason if you don't really want any sweetness in your fragrance, this can be an excellent option. And until now, this is my favorite Hawas fragrance. And I hope that you really liked this video. And if you did, hit that like button. And if you love fragrance related content, do not forget to hit that subscribe button as well. So that's it for today's video. I will meet you all in my next video.